Hi, friends. This is Debbie from Dior Designs, and today we are creating the sweetest interchangeable napkin rings using scallop shells. If you love coastal DIY, decoupage, and elegant, entertaining ideas, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss a tutorial. And stay till the end. There are 10 tips throughout. Let me show you what we're working with today. First, you want to choose the size of the scallop shell that you want to use, woven napkin rings that act as a base, magnets that will allow the shells to be interchangeable, and of course, soft floral spring napkins that will be decoupaging onto the shells. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is to prime the outside of our shells. Priming is important because, number one, it gives us a smooth, clean base so the napkin design can really pop. And the natural shell color can sometimes mute the print. So this step makes a big difference. And so tip number one, you can use white paint, but primer paint is made to do just that. And it'll work as a blocker to color or bleed through. And it'll also make everything you do after the primer, it'll make it grip better. And if you paint, it might take several coats to completely block out what's underneath, which is a little bit different than the primer. It does it all in one step. Now I'm applying an even coat to the back of each of my shells and letting them dry completely before moving on. Once the primer is fully dry, we're ready to add our napkin design. Now I'm going to be using Mod Podge to adhere the napkin to the shell. So tip number two, you want a thin, even coat. Too much can cause wrinkles. All right, so let's get that napkin ready to go. First of all, there are several plies on a napkin. Most of the times there's three. You've got your two underlying, and you've got your top sheet, which is where your image is. So just take off those plies. Napkins usually come in those multiple layers. Sometimes there's only two. You never know. But an easy way to do this is with that small piece of painter's tape. So now the napkins that I'm using today are actually leftovers from a set of reverse decoupage plates that I created earlier. So these napkin rings are going to coordinate perfectly with those plates that I will have on my table for the spring. Now Mod Podge is the only way to go here. It's easy to use. It goes on very nicely. And the thing that you want to remember about Mod Podge is that it's glue. It's really a watered down glue. So my tip number two is that you want to make a thin, even coat. Too much Mod Podge will cause wrinkles, and too little won't secure the napkin properly. So you'll notice how I am adding the Mod Podge. I am making sure that I go through all of the shell, especially those little crevices where the shell has that natural curve. You want to turn your brush sideways so it can catch all of those little curves. So now we're going to choose the design that we want on our shell. I'll place the napkin against the shell for the area that I'd like the image to be. And you can see how beautiful that actual image pops right out with the white. You can see it against my black tablecloth. You can't really see it well, but against the white, it pops. So that tip about ridges is really important. And it's the same thing when you're applying the napkin. Be sure that I use crumpled up plastic wrap. So as I adhere it, I am pressing down into those little crevices. Make sure you get those ridges. You don't want to miss any ridges. That's tip number four. If you don't get those ridges, you're going to end up with bubbles. So now that plastic wrap is sort of a tip because I gently press it over the napkin. I lightly smooth it down so the napkin molds perfectly into all of the grooves. So that's your tip number five. Use the plastic, not your fingers. You can rip the napkin. All right, so I've gone ahead and completed all 6 shells the same way. And now we're going to seal that napkin right over the top using the Mod Podge again. And this is going to protect the napkin, and it's going to prepare you for the next step. So again, make sure you catch all the crevices. And the other thing I like to do is make sure I go all the way over that edge, as you can see here. It's a great way to seal it. So now tip number 6, once everything is dry, I use a simple emery board. It's the kind that you would use for your nails. And I gently sand around all the edges of the shell. Now this will carefully remove the extra napkin from the edges, and it will give you a really nice clean finish. You'll notice I pull up that napkin and it's just perfectly coming off. Now, if you do get any stray pieces of napkin stuck on there, we will definitely be able to pull it off as long as it's dry. You never want to pull on a napkin when it's wet. That's when you take the opportunity to rip it, and we don't want to do that. So when I'm finishing these edges, this is a good time to remind you to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, so you'll know when my next tutorial is posted. And if you have any questions at all, be sure to leave them in the comments. I always come back and answer. Now be careful. Make sure that you're pulling it off, trying to get it all off. You can always get it later if not. But this emery board is probably the easiest way. You can use a sandpaper block or pieces of sandpaper too, but I just find it easier to work with an emery board. It has it's stiff, and it's easy for me to get the job done and get it ready for my resin. All right, so I went ahead and I got them all prepared for the resin. So now, tip number 7 was to always seal that napkin first before you Mod Podge. Oh, I meant with Mod Podge. Tip number 7, always seal your napkin first with the Mod Podge and let it completely dry before you apply the resin. You'll notice I'm starting to apply the resin here. And I always start by adding just a small drop of UV resin onto the shell. And then I use these handy little tools that I found on Amazon. One end is the dotting tool, and the other end is a very fine, spongy applicator, and it makes it perfect for working inside the ridges of a scallop shell. Now I'm going to drop the link below for all of the supplies that I used today, because this is an entire set and it's such a reasonable price. And then all you do is use alcohol at the end to clean all of your tools. That's a really good tip. I use the Let's Resin hard resin, and I get it in a starter kit. And every time you order a starter kit, you get another UV light. So I just love having them. I live in Rhode Island in the summers, and I live in Florida in the winters. So of course I have sets at both places, so I can work wherever I am. Now, a tip for resin: you want to be using it in very thin layers. You notice how I just added a little extra? So tip number 7 is that a little resin goes a long way. And one of the biggest mistakes that beginners make with resin is using too much. Less really is more, because you can always add another layer. It's just very difficult to take away too much glumpy resin. And if it dries in a pool, sometimes it'll turn yellow on you. So make sure you follow the directions and do a nice thin layer. And there you go. Now, once my resin is applied, I will place my shell under my UV lamp. The lamp comes in your Let's Resin starter kit. I set it for 150 seconds, and when it finishes, the surface should feel completely dry, not sticky. If it does feel sticky, that's number 8 tip. You're going to place it back under the lamp for another round. All right, now I do the gold edges, and I use these Let's Resin chrome markers. This one that I'm using right now is gold. And the set includes silver, a vintage bronze, and a vibrant gold. It's time that I always use these for like edging everything. And the plates that I made, the decoupaged plates. I did them a reverse decoupage. That video will show up later after this one is done, but I use that to trim the plates. It gently trims around everything. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, tip number 9, I've learned over time to turn the marker slightly to the side so you can cover the entire edge, especially on the scallop shells. You've got a little bit of a ridge to go in and out. Now, you don't want to see any white edges on the shell, so you make sure, there's a little piece of napkin that was left behind that I could pull right off. It's dry. So you want to do all of the edges because otherwise the white shell will be showing, and I like it to be all gold. Oh, it's so pretty when it's done. It's just so finished and elegant looking. Okay, so now we're ready to add the magnets, and that will make these napkin rings interchangeable. These magnets come in sets where one side is positive and the other side is negative. So tip number 10, make sure you place them correctly because if they're flipped the wrong way, they will repel each other instead of connect like magnets. And how do I know that? Yep, I've done it before. All right, so I added a small amount of glue to my napkin ring and I add the magnet. These woven napkin rings are a great base. And of course, I'm going to check the placement just to make sure everything's going to line up. Make sure that my magnet is on the right. Oh, see, it just flew off. Make sure the magnet is on the right side. Believe me, I've done it wrong before, and my my shells wouldn't attach. It was so funny. So this time I'm making sure, and I'm showing you how because honestly, if you mess it up, it's really hard to get that magnet back off. So I'm deciding to leave the magnet attached. Take a look at the placement that I'd like my shell. There you go. And I think I'm just going to glue right on top of that magnet. Put enough on, but not too much, so it goes down the side and glues the magnets together. There you go. And I'm just going to do these little baby circles. And when I do that, what does that do? It gets rid of all of the glue strings. That can be quite annoying. All right, then you place your shell on top. Hold it in place for a second. And that hot glue adheres immediately. And there it is. A beautiful interchangeable scallop shell napkin ring. The best part is that once you have the napkin rings, you can easily change them out for all of the seasons and every holiday. Wouldn't it be so beautiful to have a new tablescape for each holiday? This set's going to be part of my spring and Easter tablescape. It coordinates perfectly with the reverse decoupage plates that I made. And the tutorial for those plates will be linked here if you'd like to watch that next. And there it is with the napkin. And there's the dish. I just am in love with the look. It's soft, it's beautiful, and it's perfect for the spring. And there it is on my table. I will be layering it with other dishes. And thanks for being with me. Happy crafting!